literally billions of dollars have been spent on efforts in that country. Great progress has been made, but as a lot of people have pointed out, there's still a considerable amount of work that was on the books or desired to be done under various initiatives between the United States and Russia. So how do you size up, moving forward on the U.S.-Russian piece of this overall agenda?
I mean, let me take a stab at that. As you allude to, I think Russia has been an essential partner in both securing materials in Russia itself, but also in other countries around the world, and in repatriating materials from places like the Ukraine and others. And so I think as our relationships, if our relationships don't improve, that will get harder and harder in Russia as well as outside of Russia, and that's certainly not a good sign. Just to add on to the previous comment about the Ukraine, I mean, you mentioned materials had been removed there, but more generally, I think it's very difficult to predict where governments may be unstable in the future for whatever reason. And that's one of the main motivating factors to try to have these materials in as few countries as possible and in as secure a location as possible. Because I think while we always focus on a few countries as potentially unstable, it's somewhat difficult to predict, and we'll end up in difficult situations.
Great. Would either of the Kens like to add anything?
Well, the only thing I would add on the Russian front is it's a little too early to tell, but I think the Russians have a real interest in sustaining cooperation on terrorism because they've been the object of it. And so one can hope that on some of these issues that are so global and so cross-cutting, we're going to find some ways to make sure that things don't get in the way of a very significant threat to global stability and prosperity. But we'll see.
Yeah, Kelsey, I would just add, I think that the Crimea